Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then my name is Aisha. Welcome. So as summer has arrived, I decided to create this super summery makeup look today. I'm going to show you how to get this eye look, but also how I did my skin and base and everything like that, because it's super humid and super hot, especially here in Italy. I am not loving it, to be honest. I'm from London and I prefer rain and cold weather. I am more of a winter autumn kind of girl, but you know, in this humidity, if you are going to wear makeup, you need something that is sweat proof, sweat resistant. So I'm going to show you guys how I achieved that in this video. So I hope this will be helpful to some of you guys, and if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. I'm going to start with the eyes today, and I'm thinking of using the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette because these colors just scream summer to me. There are so many nice bright shades in here to use. So I'm going to be using one palette, so hopefully this is going to be easy to follow if you ever want to recreate the look I'm going to be doing. As always, I'm going to prime my eyelids, and I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. This one is in the shade Fair Beige. It's super light, so hopefully all of those bright colors are going to show up very nicely on top of it. I used to blend the concealer onto my eyelids using a beauty sponge, but I've actually been preferring using a brush lately because I feel like it just gives more coverage, and it really helps to cover all of those little veins that I've got on my eyelids. I don't know about you guys, but when I think of summer, I think of yellow. So this shade is definitely going to come in handy today. But I think I'm going to start with the transition shade. We're going to take the shade Perfectionist, which is this like neutral brown shade up here. And I'm going to blend that into the crease. I want it to be very soft because, as I said, this is going to be the transition. So we want to blend it out really nicely and create a soft blend. Speaking of summer, sorry about the lighting today. It has been super sunny every single day here for the past month, but the day I decide to film a summer makeup tutorial, it decides to be very cloudy outside and it looks like it's gonna storm. It does storm very often here because it's kind of like tropical weather. So yeah, it's very dark outside. And it's a little bit windy. So I'm very sorry if the lighting is off today. But I'm just blending this very softly. I'm using windshield wiper motions, and then on the outer corner I like to use little circular kind of motions. I'm going to deepen the crease up a little bit, and I'm taking this shade here, which is called Thick Skin, and I'm taking this brush by Zoeva. It's the 231 Luxe Petite Crease, and it's kind of a mix between a fluffy brush and a pencil brush. So I want to create a gradient. So this is just a little bit darker than the first shade, so it's going slightly under the first shade. And I'm focusing this on the outer corner and into the crease because on the inner portion of the lid, I think I'm going to go in with the yellow later. Now I'm just going back in with my original brush and the first shade Perfectionist, and I'm just blending the edges so that we have a nice soft blend. I just couldn't help myself, it's turned into a winged out shape. I just feel like that's what suits my eyes the best, and my hand just automatically moves in that like position, and I always seem to end up creating a winged out look. So I'm sorry guys. I'm hardly putting any pressure on the brush when I'm going over the very edge of the eyeshadow because I feel like that really helps to blend it out. On the outer corner, I think I'm going to take the shade G Money, which is this one over here, and I'm just taking that on a flat brush and packing it onto the outer corner. I've said this multiple times before, but I really wish there was a nice darker brown shade, like a more chocolatey brown, just so if you want to deepen up a look, you have that option, because although this is slightly darker, it's not dark enough. It's looking very warm on camera. It almost looks like an autumn inspired look rather than a summer look, but we're gonna save it soon with that orange, hopefully. Obviously, we are going to cut the crease because it's not an Aisha makeup tutorial if we don't cut the crease. So I'm taking the Garnier Micellar Water and a cotton bud, and first I'm just going to use this to map out the shape that I want for my cut crease. And I'm just gonna cut the inner kind of 2/3. It literally looks like the end of the world is about to happen outside my window. There is a humongous black cloud that is just arriving towards my house, and it's super windy. Summer has apparently finished already, so you know, it was perfect timing to do a summer makeup tutorial. Anyway, I'm going to then place some concealer down onto the lid so that we have a nice base for the yellow shadow to go on top of. And then on the outer corner, I always like to use my finger to blend the shadow and the concealer together. Otherwise, you can get a harsh line where that concealer kind of stops because any shadow you're going to put on top is going to stick more to the concealer bit, because obviously it's a wet base. If you are a fan of doing cut creases like I am, then get yourself this brush. This is the Zoeva Luxe Precise Shader. It's number 238, and I don't know if you can see there, but it's just a really tiny flat brush, and it's great for precision work. Now we're taking the yellow, which is called No Joke, and I'm going to use a flat brush to really pack this on. And I want maximum pigmentation, so I'm going over a few times and really packing the shadow on. So like we're looking a little bit more summery right now. Yellow is doing the job. I'm just gonna go back in with the shade G Money on the outer corner, just to blend the yellow and brown into each other. So I'm just swiping my brush, and that will ensure that the two shades blend nicely together. I wanted to add a little bit of the black shade, but I think I'm just gonna regret it if I do, and it's just gonna be a hot mess. So for now, I think I'm just gonna leave it here, and we're gonna move on to the face. I did get a little bit of fallout from the yellow shade, so I'm just wiping that away with some micellar water. In the summer months, I always like to use a primer, because we need something that's going to really stick the foundation onto the face. Otherwise, once you start sweating, the foundation is just gonna slip and slide around. And one that I've been really loving lately is the Milk Hydra Primer, and I think this would be perfect for summer because it's very, very tacky. It really hydrates the skin and smooths out the pores, but it does have that very tacky finish, which just makes the foundation adhere to it. And my foundation definitely lasts longer when I wear this. So I'm actually going to apply this all over the face. It has a gel-like consistency, but when it starts to dry down, it starts to get very tacky. Also, it does give your skin a little bit of a glow. You can see there just how sticky it is. My fingers are literally sticking to my face. Skin is primed, and my go-to foundation in summer, and actually probably all year to be honest, is the Nabla Close Up Foundation. And I really love this because it has amazing coverage, but it's so smooth and it really looks like skin. It looks so natural. I don't know how many times people have complimented me on my skin when I've worn this. My best friend, she's Italian, she's very honest. Like if you're wearing too much makeup or your makeup's getting cakey, she will tell you. But every time I wear this, she's like, are you wearing foundation today? Because your skin looks amazing. And she can't even tell that I'm wearing foundation, and she always compliments me when I wear this. So that's when you know that the foundation is good. And I've got this in the shade M10 Medium. Today I'm actually going to blend it out with my blender tool. This foundation never gets cakey, and being out in the sun, you can really see every single imperfection. And if you've got a cakey foundation on, people can definitely see that cakiness. In winter and autumn, you could get away with something much heavier than you could in summer, but this is very lightweight, even though it's got amazing coverage, and it really does last all day on my oily skin. So I would definitely recommend this, especially if you have oily skin and have been struggling to find a foundation that works for you. Nabla is not that well known, but they have amazing products. They really deserve more hype. For concealer, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This one is in the shade 08. It's quite bright, so it really does highlight my under eyes, and I always use it down the center of my face also to highlight. But the formula of this is so nice because it's very natural, it's very smooth, and again, very skin-like. I do love a Tarte Shape Tape kind of formula, but in the summer, I think it's just too heavy, and it also gets very dry and crepey under my eyes. So this one doesn't seem to do that, and I like to pat that in with the blender tool. Obviously you can tell that I'm wearing makeup. This is not going to be an everyday summer like natural makeup tutorial, but it's more like if you've got a barbecue or a summer party or something like that. If you want a more natural everyday kind of tutorial, I can do that for you. I just imagine something very soft, very glowy, and I want to try that out because every single look I've done here on my channel has been pretty dramatic. Go hard or go home, you know? No, I'm joking. As I do have oily skin, I am going to have to set my face with powder. If you have dry skin, maybe don't do that. But if I don't put powder on, I will be a complete mess by the end of the day. But before I do that, I like to go in with cream products in the summer. So I'm going to use the Fenty Cream Bronzer. I just feel like cream products look a lot more natural on the skin than powder products. And everything just kind of melts in nicely together. And this Fenty bronzer is very natural. It's a very buildable formula. first, so it never looks too much, even if you put loads on. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. You know, we want to be bronzed. I'm actually just applying this firstly with my finger, and then I'm going to go in and blend it out. One thing I love about this bronzer is it doesn't lift up the foundation underneath it, and it just looks so natural. Like, you just saw how easily that blended out. I always love to put bronzer on my forehead because that's where the sun would naturally hit, and that's where you would get tanned first. So I never skip the forehead. I also like to bring it down the bridge of the nose because, again, the sun would hit that area. Obviously the sun probably wouldn't hit the cheekbones. I need to bring some dimension back into my face. This bronzer is also great for oily skin because it doesn't seem to budge. Then I always like to go in with my Blender 4 or Beauty Blender with no extra product on it and just clean up underneath where I've put that. And then we're going to go in with the Fenty Cream Blush. This one is in the shade Crush on Cupid. It's such a cute summer color. Again, I like to apply this firstly with the fingers, and then I'm going to actually blend it out with my Blender 4. But again, looks very natural. It just melts into the skin and all the products just kind of blend into each other. Gives a very rosy glow to the cheeks. I'm also going to put some on the bridge of my nose because I like that sunburn kind of look. As I said, I do need to set my face, so I'm actually going to use the Primark My Perfect Color Loose Mineral Powder. This one is in the shade Nude 05, and I'm going to set under the eyes because if not, my concealer will crease. And this powder does not have a lot of coverage. I literally just use it to set everything in place. I just put a light dusting of that all over the face. I'm going to take the tiniest amount of contour from the KVD Beauty Shade and Light Contour Kit, so this one here. And I'm literally just putting this right back near the hairline just to contour the cheekbones a tiny bit more. Don't want anything that's going to be too obvious. And then I'm going to quickly set the blush using this one from Primark. This is great for summer too. The color is just perfect and it does have a sheen to it, so it looks very natural on the skin. You need the tiniest amount because it's very pigmented. It really reminds me of NARS Orgasm. I don't know if you can see the glow it gives there, but yeah, it's very glowy. And then obviously we need to add a little bit of glow, so I've got the Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Dry. I don't like to go ham with the highlighter, to be honest, because otherwise it can just look a bit too much. But I'm gonna add a tiny amount back here, just on the high points of my cheekbones. Now, because we've got a few powders on the face, we want to get rid of that powdery finish and really set everything into place. So this is an amazing setting spray. This is from Glam Glow. It's their Glow Setter, and as the name suggests, it gives a very glowy finish, and it's just so refreshing in summer especially, and it smells so good. So I'm just gonna spray this all over. Eliminates that powdery finish and leaves a very natural glow to the skin. And it does have like a few glittery particles in it, I think, like no chunky glitter or anything, but these tiny fine little glitters which just really make your skin glow. Moving on to the lower lash line, I want to do something really fun and colourful. So this is an LA Girl Shockwave eyeliner. It's in the shade Fresh. It's an aqua bluey kind of colour, and I'm gonna just put this into the waterline. These are so creamy and come in so many cool colours, and they are super affordable. I think I paid €5 for this. I'm just taking a pencil brush and I'm blending it slightly and just making it a little bit softer. I think that looks super cool, I don't know. Definitely more summery now. Anyway, just gonna do my brows quickly using the Primark Brow Sketch. This one is in the shade Dark Brown. I've been loving this, and it was €1.50. So I think it's the cheapest brow pencil I've ever bought in my entire life. Oh, I've gone for a very strong brow today, and that was not planned, but you know, every day is different. I'm gonna line my upper lash line quickly, like just very, very close to the lashes, so that when I put on falsies, the lash band will blend in a little bit better. For lips, I'm gonna go for something glossy, and this is a brownie nude color. This is the Too Faced Melted Longwear lipstick in the shade Melted Nude, and it does have a glossy finish. In summer, I do like a glossy finish, and I think that color goes pretty well with the eye look. Now it's just time to apply mascara and falsies quickly, and then I will be back to show you guys the finished look.
2 hours later.
I swear falsies just make the biggest difference, but here's the finished look, guys. The falsies I used are by a brand called Mulak. They are in the style Flirty, and I will leave all of the products that I used in the description box down below so you can check that out if you are interested. But I love how it turned out. I think it looks super fun, super summery. I love the pop of bluey green on the lower lash line, and I would definitely rock this to a summer party. Obviously, maybe not an everyday summer look, but it was summer inspired. However, the base and the skin and everything is what I would usually wear in summer every single day if I was to wear makeup. Here is what we've got going on the eyes. Obviously, if you wanted to make this a bit more wearable, you wouldn't put the pop of color on the lower lash line. I think the blend is just very soft, and I'm really loving the color combination. So I hope you guys found this helpful, and I hope you like how the look turned out. If you did like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button down below. Also ring the notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye bye.